Hello. I'm going to tell you all about genetic engineering and gene editing. That might sound like a lot of big words, but don't worry, I'm going to break it down. Let's get started. Have you ever played dress up with a toy? You can put different clothes on it and make it look different, right? Well, genetic engineering is kind of like that. Scientists can use it to change the way things look and behave, just like putting on a new outfit for a toy. But first, we need to understand what a gene is. A gene is like a recipe. Just like a recipe tells you how to make a yummy cake, a gene tells your cells how to make things like your eyes, your hair, and even how you act. Sometimes scientists might want to change a gene to make something look or act different. They can do this by cutting and pasting different parts of a gene together to make a new recipe, just like making a new recipe for a cake. Gene editing is another way to change genes. It's like fixing a mistake in a drawing. Scientists can use special tools to snip out a bad part of a gene and replace it with a good part, just like erasing a mistake in drawing something new. But genetic engineering and gene editing aren't just for toys and animals. They can also be used to help people. Sometimes people are born with diseases, but these techniques can be used to fix those diseases and make people healthier. For example, some people are born with genetic mutations that can cause diseases. But with genetic engineering and gene editing, scientists can fix those mutations and help people live healthier lives. Genetic engineering and gene editing can also be used to make changes to how something looks or behaves. Have you ever seen plants with different colors? Scientists can use genetic engineering to make plants look different, just like putting on a new outfit for a toy. These techniques aren't easy to do. Scientists use special tools to perform genetic engineering and gene editing. It's like fixing a puzzle. They need to snip out bad parts of genes and replace them with good parts. Genetic engineering and gene editing can even be used to make crops better. Scientists can make crops resistant to pests and diseases. For example, they use genetic engineering to create a type of rice that is resistant to a common pest called the brown plant hopper. They can also make crops more nutritious. Scientists use genetic engineering to create a type of rice that has more vitamin A, which can help prevent blindness in children. Genetic engineering and gene editing can even be used to create new medicines. For example, scientists use genetic engineering to create insulin, which is used to treat diabetes. Some people think that genetic engineering is super cool because it can help us make crops that grow faster or animals that are healthier. But other people worry that we might be playing with things we don't fully understand, kind of like when you try to build a tower with blocks that are too big and it falls over. There are also some ethical issues to think about. That means we have to decide if something is right or wrong based on our values and what we think is important. For example, some people think it's not okay to genetically engineer humans because it might make some people feel like they're better than others or that they're not good enough the way they are. And that's definitely not nice. So, like with anything, there are good things and bad things about genetic engineering, and we have to make sure we use it in a way that helps everyone and doesn't hurt anyone. There are some additional concerns about genetic engineering and gene editing, like the potential for unintended consequences. It's like playing with fire. Scientists need to be careful when using these techniques. But don't worry, there are regulations in place to make sure that genetic engineering and gene editing are used safely. It's like wearing a seatbelt. Safety is important. Genetic engineering and gene editing are always evolving fields. Scientists are always discovering new things and trying to put together new pieces of information, like putting together a puzzle. So, there you have it. Genetic engineering and gene editing can be used to help people and make the world a better place.